Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. This is another update on Little Missing Summer Moon Wells as seen through the eyes of a stranger with the help of Spirit. So I've come up with some more questions since the last update, and we're going to try to get some answers to these questions. And as you know, this is the Tarot Royale, and I will be clarifying the Tarot Royale with the vice versa deck. That would be upright, that would be reverse. So let's get started here. I've got a few questions I have come up with. So let's see what we get. So the first question I have is, where did Summer go after she got home that day? When they came back from picking Grandma up, picking the medication up, going swimming, picking up groceries, when they got back home, where did Summer go? These cards were shown to me by Spirit pretty quickly. The first card I have is the Three of Wands. 3 is teamwork usually. Wands is the fire sign card, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this is a teamwork card. Then we have the Seven of Swords next to it. 7 is about making choices. 7 is, let me back up here to the Three of Wands. Wands is about feelings, passion, energy, and that sort of thing. The 7 of Swords, swords being air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 7 is about making choices. Swords is about thoughts and communication. The next card we have is a Tower. The Tower represents a sudden change. And we all know the sudden change. And then it's followed, the Tower is followed by the King of Pentacles. Pentacles representing Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It's in reverse, which means there was some sort of conflict. Pentacles represents the material world, job, money, prosperity, things of value. So, after arriving home, there was some teamwork taking place. Some sort of teamwork. And this is the 3. The 7 tells me that somebody had to make a choice. Maybe in their thoughts they had a choice. Maybe a couple of ideas. Maybe there were some ideas or thoughts that was going through their head, or it could have been communicated. Excuse me. So we have teamwork taking place in regards to how somebody felt. And then we had a choice to make. Somebody was sly, because here's a fox. Somebody was sly in making their choice. And I feel like that choice resulted in a sudden change. And the king, in reverse, reflects conflict and broken trust. So let's clarify. Let's clarify these cards. So we're going to clarify, we're going to start with the Three of Wands first. And now we've got the Tower again. The Tower is on the board twice. And this Tower is upright. Sudden change. There was sudden change within this team. Now who this team is, I don't know. But keep in mind, it's a Three of Wands. Two would be a partnership. Three, it takes three or more to make a team. So this team had a sudden change occur. Lightning struck the Tower. Something happened. The Tower was brought down to its foundation. When a Tower is brought down to its foundation, creating that sudden change, you have to start rebuilding from the bottom up. And we've got the Tower on the board twice. That's powerful. That's very powerful. That sends me a powerful message that something took place within this team. So we had the Seven of Swords, and we're going to clarify that. Like I said, this could be in thoughts and or communication. Somebody was being sly and keeping secrets. Possibly. So let's clarify the Seven of Swords. And here we have the Sun. And it's in reverse. So somebody had some thoughts. Possibly they were being sly about it. And whatever those thoughts were was not coming in time. Not all things come in time. That's what this card represents. Not all things come in time. So whatever their thoughts were that they were being sly about, or communication, not all things come in time. Is this saying that the timeline is being misrepresented? Because we have two swords laying here, and somebody's being sly, like a fox. Is this secrets? And since this says not all things come in time, is this referring to the timeline that was given? So, let's see what we get for this tower. Let's see what clarifies this tower. We clarified teamwork here and we got the tower. Let's see if we get the same for... I might have a heart attack if the Three of Wands comes out for the clarifying card for this tower. But let's clarify it. Okay, it didn't, so I'm good. So we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the tower that took place here is in regards to a conflict, broken trust. Over, and when I say pentacles now, remember, this is job, money. This could be money. It's something materialistic. Keep that in mind, materialistic. What's materialistic? There's some things I could say, but I won't. I don't want to mention them on here. I don't want to get dinged for saying certain things. And when I say king, this could be a female with masculine traits. Keep that in mind too. When queens come out, it's not always necessarily a female. It could be a male with feminine traits. So we need to keep that in mind. But in this case, we've got actually the two King of Pentacles are on the board now. We've got both towers, which is very powerful, and we've got both Kings of Pentacles, both in reverse. That's a very powerful message. Something happened related to the King of Pentacles, and as I said, this king can be a queen, can be a female with masculine traits. There was a conflict, broken trust taking place, and that's why the tower fell. So now let us clarify this King of Pentacles that's in reverse. So here I have the Death card. Scorpio. Could be somebody under the sign of Scorpio. The Death card represents change, and it represents rebirth. Pinnacles, I said, is an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The question I asked, which was not answered, was where did Summer go when they got home? However, that doesn't mean that it's not giving us information. Excuse me, I gotta vape these long videos. And with the powerful messages that I've got laying here in front of me right this moment, I've got goosebumps. To get not only the Tower card on the board twice, but to also get the King of Pentacles in reverse twice on the board is a powerful message. We had teamwork that resulted in a sudden change. Here. Somebody, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and this could be telling us let me see this again. This is the Sun in reverse. Not all things coming, and this has got, now I'm getting even more goosebumps. This has got a little girl with blonde hair that's very short. Oh, you can't see it. Let me show you. Not all things come in time. And look what she's got her hand on. A horse. There's secrets. I feel there's secrets here. Somebody's being sly, or trying to be sly, and sneak off. So this could represent Summer, because she's Aquarius, and this is this could be an Aquarius card. Was she trying to sneak off? Was there secrets that somebody was sly about? Was she trying to sneak off? However, the Sun in reverse clarifies this card and says not all things come in time. And then we have another Tower moment that involves either a male, a powerful male, or a female with masculine traits that has a conflict or broken trust. And I feel like this Tower was a conflict that was so bad that it brought the Tower down to its foundation. For this King of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse again. Conflict, broken trust. Clarified by a Scorpio card, the Death card. And that does not mean literal death. It represents change and rebirth. As I said, that didn't answer quite where she is. And I'll leave it at that. You may ask, why am I leaving it at that? Because I don't want to... I remain neutral in this. So, I present the information that Spirit presents to me. So, the next question, we'll move on to it. With that last question, what do I think happened? I think she did possibly wander out that door with that Wands card that I was showing you, the second card it was in. She could have possibly wandered out the door. So that could possibly explain it. So the next question I'm going to ask, excuse me, let me get a drink. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Am I being told to be quiet? Okay, let's try this again. The next question. Well, I need to determine more. While Summer was with Grandma and Mom and whoever else, out running those errands, picking Grandma up, medication up, going swimming, getting groceries, where was Summer's brothers? Let's see if we can get an answer on that. So we got, the first card we get here is the Hermit. The Hermit represents somebody under the sign of Virgo, possibly. Possibly. This gives me the feeling that they were, this is a card of solitude. So, home alone. Here we have the Five of Cups. Cups representing Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And as little boys normally do, if you have children, they could have had a conflict amongst themselves while there was no supervision. If there was no supervision. If there was nobody else. If they were at home alone, as we are being led to believe, they could have had a conflict amongst themselves, like is normal for little kids. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Pentacles representing Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Excuse my dogs. This could represent, it's a materialistic world, job, money, prosperity, things of value. Playing their games. Playing their games like they desire, you know, little kids like desire to play video games. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person appears to be imprisoned in their own head, in their own thoughts. They are shackled at the wrist, blindfolded, and they are surrounded by their thoughts. So they were probably preoccupied with playing video games or watching movies or whatever they were doing. But this tells me that they were home. Whether there was some adult, I'll say it that way, adult supervision. And when I say adult, I mean somebody over the age of 18. I'm not referring to anybody under that age. So let's clarify. Let's see what we get. We're going to clarify the Hermit first, where I believe they were home alone. Well, we've got the Tower. So when they were home alone, well, we don't know that they were alone. We don't know whether there was an adult there. Let me stress that point. What we know and what we've been told, what we are led to believe from what's been said. Nobody that I know of, and if anybody knows anything different, leave it in the comment section below. To my knowledge, there was no adults over the age of 18 present while the boys were at home. If indeed they were at home. But the Hermit is what's telling me that they were. Because I've heard there's a discrepancy in that as well. Based on the initial information that we were given, based on the initial information that came out, we were led to believe that the siblings were at home alone. So while they were home alone, a Tower moment happened. However, had it separate. So there was a sudden change. Did an adult show up? Or is this when everybody got back from all the errands they ran? Is this the Tower that happened upon their return? Let's... Because if I look at this, the question was, where were the brothers? And looking at it, if I take these cards out of the equation, they were home alone. which answers the question. So now I need to figure out what Spirit is trying to show me with the rest of these cards. Is this stuff that took place after they were no longer alone? That's what I'm getting from Spirit. Spirit answered the question with the first card. They were alone. They were home alone. There could have been a conflict while they were alone, but we know they were watching video games or playing video games or watching TV, and somebody was in their own head, in their own thoughts. And that could have been them while they were playing their video games. However, I think my clarifying cards coming out is now telling a story of what happened when they were no longer alone. Because we know from the last question, after they came back from errands, that Tower card came out twice. Not once, twice. So are the siblings involved in this tower, or do they know something about it? Let's clarify. I hope I'm making sense. Let's clarify the Five of Cups. So we have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is defining the Five of Cups. Cups being, as I said, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The High Priestess could be wisdom. There could be a choice. There could be secrets. Usually when I get to High Priestess, it's telling me to pay attention to intuition. And there's two columns here on the High Priestess card. Each column has an initial on it. This column has a B on it. This column has a J on it. Now, whether those initials are relevant to this case, I don't know. But I did want to point out the fact that there is a B here and a J here. So clarifying a card of conflict, the High Priestess could be saying, you have a choice to make. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles. And now we have the Queen of Pentacles. And as I said before, it could be a female, or it could be a male with feminine traits. So the female in reverse, she's in reverse, is lacking patience She's not being very patient. She is being watched over. Is she watching as the brothers are watching TV or playing video games? That's possible. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. I'm sorry if I keep forgetting to put my hands under the camera. The camera's stationary. So I have to remember to keep putting my hands under here so that you can see that I'm shuffling these cards here. So we're clarifying the Eight of Swords. And we get the Two of Pentacles. Two usually represents a partner. It could represent balance. And he's standing on one foot, so I'm going to go with balance here. Balancing Pentacles, let's start with that first. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Balancing their thoughts. Balancing ideas. Or balancing communication. There could have been difficulty with communication here. Because it's been said that communication in that area is poor. So this person could be balancing communication. And like I said, my question was, where were the brothers while Grandma, Mom, and Summer were off running these errands and going swimming? And it answered the question right here with just this one card. It gave me a little more information about what the boys were doing. But it answered the card right here. They were at home. And all of this, I believe, happened after everybody got back home from their errands. So we're going to move on to the next question. Excuse the trains in the background. There's nothing I can do about that. I live near railroad tracks. Let me get a drink before I move on to this next question. And see if we can get an answer. And this is another question in regards to the brothers. And let's see if we can get an answer to it. Okay, the next question I'm asking, I'm going to see if I can get an answer from Spirit, is why did the brothers not go with the rest of the family? So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Pentacles being Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The Knight's not moving. He's just sitting there. Maybe preferring to stay home and play video games. We have next to the Knight, we have the Judgment card upright. The Judgment card also represents a change in life. Next to him, we have that King of Pentacles in reverse again. But we have another king on the board, the King of Cups. So if we look at the Knight as he's not moving, he's just standing still. This particular Knight is pretty much standing still or moving very slowly. And then we have Judgment being a change in life. The King in reverse, conflict and broken trust. Did the brothers have a conflict while they were home alone? Possibly. It's normal behavior for young children. And then the King of Cups. Cups representing emotion and or relationships. And my question was, why didn't they go swimming? And let's clarify these, because I'm not really getting a clear picture on why they did not go. So these both came out. Excuse me for 1 second, I have something I need to do really quickly. Okay. So now, when we clarify the Knight of Pentacles, we're a little more clear. This card Excuse me if you're hearing me burp. I apologize for that. I drink tea and it makes me burp. We have, let me move them up so you can see them in the camera. We have the Chariot. Could be somebody under the sign of Cancer. The Chariot usually represents travel. And so we know there was a trip out. Obviously, we know that. Ten of Swords. He's upright. Swords being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Aquarius being summer. So we know summer went in the vehicle. And I just feel like what I'm getting is that the boys just didn't want to go. Let's clarify the Judgment card. And there's that card again. Scorpio. Rebirth. Change in life. And we all know what the change was. We're missing a child. After that child had gone on a trip, had traveled. This card oftentimes is referred to as the dark night of the soul. Scorpio. Death card. Rebirth. The only thing I'm going to say is think about that. I'm going to clarify the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the King of Pentacles in reverse, we get the Ten of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse represents a broken relationship, neglect. I mean, there's a struggle there with feelings. Wands would be Aries, Leo, Sag. Broken relationship. It's all coming to me now. Let me clarify the King of Cups. Here we have the Four of Cups in reverse. instability in emotions. There's instability in emotions. Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's instability in emotions. The King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, is sitting on his throne. He's sitting on his throne in rough water. But there's some instability there with his emotions. So that really didn't answer the question as to why the boys did not go swimming. Other than maybe they just didn't want to and they wanted to stay home and play their video games. So let's move on to the next question. Sorry if you heard my stomach growl. Okay, that one I'm not going to ask. That's immaterial. So it's been said that the question was asked, so I'm going to ask the same question. Why is the young man's family distancing themselves now that Summer's missing? Oh boy, we get that King of Pentacles is sure coming up today in reverse. So the question was, why is the young man's family distancing themselves now that summer is missing. And we start with Three of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 3, as I said before, typically represents teamwork, but not always. I see this as a broken heart. Broken because of possibly some sort of communication. And the reason I say communication is, number one, it's a swords card, but number two, we have another swords card right next to it, being the Eight of Swords. So, is there somebody that has thoughts, but they're bound and they're blindfolded and they're surrounded? In their head, they're surrounded with all these thoughts. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, both these cards. So is 3 of these swords stuck in that heart? Was there some sort of bad communication here that caused a broken heart? We have another 8 on the board, the 8 of Cups. Cups being Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This person is looking ahead, looking into the future. Some of the cups are spilled over, so there's some emotions. There's some emotions that are overflowing. And here we have, excuse the train, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Again, broken trust and conflict. I will clarify these cards, but what I'm getting from them is that the reason for the distancing now is somebody's brokenhearted and it's all over broken trust and a conflict. But we'll clarify these cards. So we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and he's in reverse. And he confirms the reason for this broken heart is because of a conflict. And the conflict is right there. You can see it. There's the storm. There's the lightning. The lightning hit his chair that he was sitting in. think. Let me see if that's a chair. No. That's just rocks. Okay. I apologize for that. Here we have... There's a sickle in the ground. And I don't know if some of you are familiar with what a sickle is. It's this implement right here that's used. I've used them to cut grass with. Like cut weeds. Back in the day. Sorry, I'm old. But this card denotes that the reason that there's a broken heart is because there was a conflict. Let me clarify the Eight of Swords. We get the Five of Wands. There is so much conflict here. I'm getting so much conflict. This is conflict. And this is conflict. Broken trust and conflict. Let me clarify this Eight of Cups. This is the Hierophant. This is the card for Taurus. It's in reverse. Whoever is under the sign of Taurus, or could be under the sign of Taurus, is not willing to bend for something, in regards to something. The Hierophant in reverse is inability to bend. And we have a child sitting here. This child is the key. The Hierophant, much like this person in the Eight of Cups, is looking in the future. But this Hierophant could be somebody under the sign of Taurus. Somebody that's not willing to bend on something. What it is that they're not willing, they have the inability to bend on, I don't know. So, let us clarify the King of Pentacles one more time. And I think that came up the last time, in the last question. Or one of the previous questions. We had the King of Pentacles in reverse, and I do believe we had the Ten of Wands in reverse as well. Wands being fire, Aries, yeah, they're fire. Aries, Leo, Sag. Broken relationship. And the question that I had asked was, why is the young man's family distancing themselves now that Summer is missing? I think I answered that question. In fact, I know I did. There's broken relationships, broken trust, conflict, somebody not willing to bend for some reason. Somebody's brokenhearted. So I'm going to move on to the next question. I've got two more questions I'm going to ask. All right. So the next question is, when they arrived back home, who did Summer see when she got there? I may or may not clarify the cards that come out. If any come out. I'm going to stop right there. This is the Empress. The Empress is surrounded by animals. Typically, I would say in my general readings that I do, she would be referred to as the Blessed Mother. And if you're not familiar with who the Blessed Mother is, that's Mother Earth. And if you take a good look at the card, she is surrounded by animals. There's a deer, there's a rabbit, butterfly, bird, frog, or toad. I don't know the difference. One of those two. I'm going to leave this question as it stands. Who did Summer see when she got home? I'm not pulling any more cards on that. Got a question I'm going to ask. It's in regard to the very short video that was done allegedly in the truck while Summer was sleeping up against the milk cartons. And I probably won't clarify what I get from this either. The question I'm going to ask is, who asked the question if her arm was still up? Who was in that vehicle that did the video? Who asked the question if her arm was still up? I've got the Six of Cups here. Cups being Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But on this card, we have young children. I'm going to ask one more question that I thought about while I was reading. I think I may have asked this question in a previous video, but I'm going to ask again. I may or I may not get an answer that makes sense. Where is summer located at right now? Where is summer physically located at right now? Okay, I'm not really getting, I'm just going to go with these two cards. We have the Ten of Cups, cups being the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have two tens on the board. Pentacles being earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have a rainbow in this picture. We have water in this picture. We have people sitting next to the water in this picture. And we have animals. We have ducks, swans, cats, butterflies, bees, on this building. Let me bring it up so you can see it better. Right here is the letter C. This is quite an emotional card. Cups is related to emotions. Like I said, Cups represents emotions and relationships. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Somebody opened a box, and there was an overabundance of something that overflowed. The pentacles are overflowing, they're falling out. We have the mice sitting there looking through the pentacles in the box. This does not answer where. I'm not familiar with the location there. I'm not familiar with the area. I'm not familiar with the surroundings in that area. So possibly located near water that has a building in the background, some sort of building. There may be animals in the area. What's throwing me off is this card. Somebody opened a box that was overflowing with something materialistic. Pinnacles are materialistic items. Job, money, prosperity, something of value. And it's overflowing. You can see it overflowing. Both cards are tens. But here we have a stream or a pond. It could be a pond. That looks like a stack of firewood, but I can't be sure of that. All kind of animals, insects. I get spiritual from this, spiritualness, because of the red and the purple on their clothing. And then we got the rainbow, of course. If you can think of any other questions that you might want answered, please leave them below in the comment section. As I said, if I can get up enough questions, I will do another update. I'm not done with this. If you can think of more questions, that will be great. Leave them in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't already, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. I'm going to be bringing out updates, not just on this case, on the other cases that I'm working as well. I have videos on 3 other missing people right now, and I'll be bringing updates on them as well. I'm working on a new case, new to me. It's a recent case of another child being missing. I believe the child is 11 years old, missing in Iowa. So I'm working on getting up information, gathering my research. I like to know astrology signs, specifically the one astrology sign assigned to the missing person. And I like to have questions ready so that I'm not sitting here trying to think of questions when I'm doing a video. I like to prepare ahead of time so I have the questions already ahead of time so I know what I'm reading. So I'll be doing another update on summer, I'm sure. So if you have any questions that you want answered, leave them in the comment section below. I will keep an eye on my video to make sure to look for any questions you may have. I want to thank all of my subscribers and everybody that watches my videos. I send much love out to everybody. Most importantly, let's all say a prayer for Summer Moon Wells and her family. Everybody involved in this case, up to and including law enforcement, all need prayers.